Did you know that in the heart of the Himalayas, a generation is rising up against a corrupt system, leading to over 30 deaths in just days? Welcome to our deep dive into what's really going on in Nepal. Gen Z versus the system. Picture this. Young Nepalis, armed not with weapons, but with smartphones and sheer determination, flooding the streets of Kathmandu, demanding an end to decades of political cronyism and economic despair. These aren't just protests. They're a full-blown revolution echoing the frustrations of a youth tired of empty promises. As we unpack this, we'll explore the historical roots, the bold actions of Gen Z, the explosive updates from 2025, and what it all means for the future. Buckle up, this is more than news. It's a wake-up call for anyone watching global youth movements. By the end, you'll see why Nepal's story could be a preview of upheavals worldwide, blending education with the raw energy of real change. The roots of the conflict. Nepal's turmoil didn't erupt overnight. It's the culmination of years of political instability, corruption scandals, and economic inequality that have plagued the nation since its transition to a federal republic in 2008. The system, dominated by aging politicians from major parties like the Nepali Congress and communist factions, has been accused of nepotism, where Nepo kids, offspring of the elite, hoard opportunities while the average citizen grapples with unemployment rates hovering around 11% and inflation biting into daily lives. Educational disparities exacerbate this, with rural youth often left behind in underfunded schools, fueling a sense of betrayal. Corruption indexes rank Nepal poorly, with billions siphoned off through shady deals and infrastructure and aid. This system isn't just bureaucratic. It's a web of patronage that stifles innovation and equality. Gen Z, born into this post-monarchy era, sees through the facade, demanding transparency and merit-based governance. Informative threads from history show how past movements, like the 2006 People's Movement, set the stage, but failed to deliver lasting reform, leaving a powder keg of discontent ready to ignite. The youth revolution unfolds. Enter Gen Z, Nepal's digital natives who are rewriting the protest playbook with social media savvy and unyielding resolve. Unlike previous generations, these young activists, many in their late teens and early 20s, leverage platforms like TikTok and X to mobilize thousands, sharing live footage of injustices and coordinating rallies that bypass traditional media censorship. Their demands are clear: dismantle the corrupt elite, implement anti-nepotism laws, and prioritize youth employment through tech and sustainable jobs. Educational elements shine here as they draw from global inspirations like Hong Kong's umbrella movement or Thailand's pro-democracy waves, adapting tactics like flash mobs and symbolic art installations. But it's not all peaceful. Clashes with riot police highlight their bravery, with many sustaining injuries yet persisting. This versus the system narrative pits innovative, eco-conscious youth against entrenched power, educating viewers on how social inequality breeds radical change. Their slogan, "Our Turn Now," encapsulates a shift where education meets activism, proving Gen Z isn't just protesting. They're architecting a new Nepal. 2025 updates. Fast forward to 2025, and Nepal's Gen Z protests have escalated into a national crisis, with recent updates painting a picture of chaos and potential transformation. As of September 11, 2025, the death toll has climbed to 34, including protesters and police, following violent clashes outside Parliament in Kathmandu on September 8. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli resigned amid flames engulfing government buildings, triggering a nationwide curfew and army patrols to restore order. Protesters claim the movement has been hijacked by opportunistic elements. Yet core Gen Z leaders are in talks with the army to select an interim leader, proposing figures like a former Supreme Court Chief Justice for neutrality. Educational insights reveal how economic woes, worsened by post-pandemic recovery and climate impacts on agriculture, fueled this surge, with unemployment spiking to 15% among youth. Live reports from outlets like Reuters and the New York Times detail bullet wounds and mass arrests, while the Ministry of Health confirms rising casualties.
But the problems
This
run
year's
deeper.
updates on
Youth
a tipping
unemployment
point,
is high
blending
across the
real-time
board,
drama
and claims
with
of government
lessons on how
corruption
unresolved
are right.
grievances explode into widespread unrest. What lies ahead? Looking forward, Nepal's Gen Z versus the system saga could redefine the nation's trajectory, offering global lessons in youth empowerment and systemic reform. If
Under
talks
pressure, the
succeed,
government
an
lifted
interim
the ban,
government
and
might
the
pave
Prime
the way for
Minister has now
constitutional
resigned.
amendments addressing
They had
corruption
said
and
after an
inclusivity,
emergency meeting on
potentially
Monday
boosting
that they
foreign
made
investment
decisions to
and
address
tourism
the
recovery.
demands of Gen Z.
However, risks
But the
loom.
government had
Prolonged
justified the
instability
ban by
could
saying
deepen
they wanted
economic
to tackle
divides,
fake news,
with
hate
GDP
speech,
growth
and
stalling at
online fraud,
4% amid
an
disruptions.
argument young protesters
Educationally,
just weren't buying.
this highlights the power of digital activism in fragile democracies, urging viewers to support through awareness or NGOs like Amnesty International. Gen Z's vision includes green policies and equal education access,
Haven't stopped.
contrasting the old guard's failures. Yet, without compromise, escalation might invite international intervention from neighbors like India or China. As we wrap up, remember, Nepal's fight is a mirror for worldwide youth struggles against inequality. Stay informed, share this video, and let's discuss in the comments, what's your take on Gen Z revolutions? Subscribe for more deep dives into global hotspots, and hit that bell for updates on Nepal's evolving story.